Hey there, I just want to talk about a podcast I was watching with Jay Cutler and Milo Sarsov. Kind of hit a spot in me to actually want to bring out some things and make a video. Bodybuilders were back in the, say, 80s and 90s, or past Mr. Olympia winners, compared to today and like how they would do in today's standards of things. Even went all the way back to like Arnold and how he would do if he competed in classic physique today. Like, would he be Mr. Olympia? Would he be Chris Bumstead? Different era. It's a different era, different time, different protocols. The basics were basics, and they had fantastic physiques, and you can't knock Arnold. He's the one that kind of created the whole fitness bodybuilding industry, so to speak. He's the one that got it popular. Oh, he would do physically, as far as physique goes. He looked a certain way to win. He was unbeatable. He was dominating the Olympia scene back in this, from 1970 all the way up to 1975. Then he came back and won in 1980. Undeniably the champion, in the judges' point of view anyways. Maybe not the audience completely, especially the 1980 one, but that's contradictory and controversial and all that. But I don't want to get into all the politics. Milo's talked about Lee Haney, how even him at 240 pounds at 5'11" would still be a great physique today and do well at any Mr. Olympia stage today. And some of the controversy on that podcast was, well, a guy at 270 or 250, like Reagan Grimes or somebody else would definitely beat a Lee Haney, and Reagan's not even in the top 10 at the Mr. or top 5 at the Mr. Olympia, Well, arbitrarily speaking, and I guess Milos did point this out, I think Jay Cutler probably agreed with it too, and this is more about what I think as well. You don't have to be a certain weight. It's how you look at a certain weight. It's the illusion. Bodybuilding's an illusion. It's the joints, it's small joints, it's the structure, it's the tie-ins, the full muscle bellies, the waistline, how everything kind of fits together as a whole, and how you present yourself on stage. You're either a dominating factor on stage or you're not. That's how bodybuilding is, and that's how bodybuilding should always be. Today, Derek Lunsford, first guy to win the 212 Olympia and the first one to win the Open. Phenomenal. Fantastic. I don't think there's been a Mr. Olympia that's ever done that before, so he's the first one. We haven't seen a Mr. Olympia at under 5'6" or 5'5" or whatever he is, winning an Open division. And I don't know, I guess since Franco Colombo won, and some of these other shorter guys back in the 80s. It's always been the dominant 5'10", 5'9", and above bodybuilders winning the Olympia. All the way back from Dorian to Lee Haney to Ronnie Coleman to even Phil Heath at 5'9", to Jay Cutler at 5'9", Big Ramy. All these guys, Brandon Curry, he's 5'7", 5'8", so he's not 5'5". I think Derek's the shortest Mr. Olympia champion in over a decade. He's ever won that contest, so it's fantastic. It's fantastic. He pulls it off, and he's got the best conditioning, the best shape, the best muscle. He's hands down the champion, But anyways, I just wanted to make a little rant and talk about that, how comparing bodybuilders from the past to now and how they would do. In my opinion, Ronnie Coleman was probably the most dominant Mr. Olympia ever in his prime. We're talking the 1998, 1999 Ronnie Coleman, If we had a guy looking like him, he would still be Mr. Olympia in my opinion. He'd be smoking everybody. You know what I mean? Even Derek Lunsford would be having a hard time to beat the Ronnie Coleman in his prime. I don't care. This is my opinion, okay? This is what I think. I think Ronnie was the most dominant Mr. Olympia ever. It always will be, in my opinion. Dorian is right up there. And under Dorian would be probably Jay Cutler at his best. Phil Heath's really pretty and aesthetic, but he wasn't, to me, as dominating as Ronnie. Ronnie was the most dominant Mr. Olympia ever. So I don't think, I shouldn't say I don't think, but you might not see a physique like that again, as dominating as Ronnie, as far as structure, aesthetics, muscularity, fullness, roundness in the physique, conditioning, strength too, and powerlifting. This guy was a house. He broke powerlifting records, did volume, high intensity, which is unheard of. You don't need to do volume with that, but probably a reason why he injured himself too. Didn't sustain that kind of physique, but you can't knock a champion that's won the Olympia, 8 times like he did. So, anyways, that's my little rant on the Olympia, and kind of brought by that podcast that I watched. And yeah, thank you for listening. You guys take care, and talk to you guys soon.